Record. All right. So I think we're on. So, hey everyone, we got Lyle here, and I'm super excited about this conversation. He's about to talk about few cool deals he just closed. So, first of all, hi Lyle, and congrats.
Hi, how y'all doing?
So, yeah, just what do you want to tell us about those deals? If you want to share, just maybe like high level numbers.
It's about 9 months in the making. I looked at over 87 different businesses to find these. It took me a minute to get everything to line up like I needed it to and get people to work with me. And taking that action like Dan and Moran both talk about, you just got to keep pushing yourself to get that stuff done and get those connections and ask the questions, the hard questions. So it's pretty amazing when you do that, how all these things come together. And now that I've got these two deals pretty much secured and finished, how many more deals are coming at me that it's like I have to sort them and do the numbers on them so I can pick out which ones I want versus where I've done the 87 hunt and find, seek things. It's just been amazing to me.
That's awesome, and that's awesome to hear. So tell us a little bit about just the top line numbers, so people will understand what kind of businesses we're talking about. We're not talking about you buying like a Shopify $2,000 a month business, right?
No, I bought two large. One's a 5-star restaurant with a bar in it. The other one is it's a restaurant with a bowling alley to it. It's an entertainment center. There was some issues in the prior owner to the one I bought it from got into some situations. They thought they could run it, then they got all emotionally distraught over it, and then it got put up for sale, and I got a chance to take it over. These businesses both run easily 1.6 a piece in volume. I know I can push them to 2 pretty easily. Just better management and some cost reductions here and there, but actually just marketing what we got. It's been a lot of fun. I found my down payment money from my vendor, the food vendors. I had two food vendors arguing over who's going to give me more money so I could have the down payment for the deal. That worked out awesome. So now if this one that I picked don't work out, I'll go back to the other one and leverage one, just take that deal and then get this guy out of the way. So it's an amazing world out there when you get out there and push yourself.
Tell us more about that. So you're saying from the food vendor is the person who helped you with the down payment?
I have two food suppliers, and so with the one restaurant and bar I own already, and these two, I'll be doing just short of $1 million of raw food product coming into the businesses. So I went to them and said, look, this is what I'm doing. This is what I got. Which one of you wants to have this business for 3 to 5 years? And what will you offer me? And so they had to go up their chains of command. Now I got connections to the VPs of the actual departments. So it was Lyle, now it's Mr. Jaworski. It's kind of funny how things change when they see your elevation of when you decide to expand and make bigger numbers for them.
I love it, man.
So yeah, it's fun.
So let's try to help our community a little bit, right? So I'm going to ask you just a few questions in order. Sure. So let's start with the basics, right? So tell me a little bit about your mindset and thought process day to day, because it took you some time before you got those deals, right? So what is your mindset like, and what are your daily habits in order to get those deals? What's your day to day look like?
My day-to-day right now is looking for businesses that have great cash flow. They got to be $1.2 million plus. I won't look at anything less. I've looked at a couple right now. I have on I call
you're breaking up. Yeah, just lost Kyle in the car, I guess.
Mindset, or I have a business background, so it's kind of easier for me. So I just put everything I knew on super action and starting to get those relationships built in the communities where I needed to, so that I could get stuff done and then be relentless about it. Somebody said no, I said why? They didn't tell me why, and then eventually you keep climbing the ladder to the people that make the decision. They'll tell you why. Well, we're not lending in that right now. Okay, that's what I needed to know. And now I've got, so I ask those questions. Are you lending in this? Are you doing it? And it's a script that you and Dan do. It's right on. Do what they tell you to do. Ask the hard questions. It'll save you a lot of time, a lot of grief. I went SBA with this. That's a whole, anybody goes SBA, I'm telling you, be patient. It's a long ride. That's part of what took this deal so long. I got involved with SBA, and then about a third of the way through, the people working at the bank, their whole SBA department got hired by some other firm. So I ended up resubmitting everything 3 times basically to get this done. So the due diligence of getting, I had one, wasn't sure I was even going to get the deal. So
tell us, I'd like to, I'm sure people want to understand a little bit more about the down payment. So you used SBA, that's great. Tell us about the deal you structure with the food vendor in order to get the down payment.
So I got my vendors to give me $125,000 is what they gave me. The structure of the deal was set up that basically that was going to cover my 5%, which was going to be about $70,000. The rest of it I set on the side. Then I got the sellers to give me a 5% seller, and the rest went SBA.
Mm-hmm. What are they getting in return?
Because it took so long, was willing to. What were they getting in return out of those businesses? They just wanted out.
No, not the seller, the vendor, the one who raised capital for the down payment.
Oh, he's got a solid customer for 3 years.
I love it. So good. So you basically agreed to stay to be his customer for the next 2 years.
What he basically did is upfronted me all my rebate. He upfronted me all my rebates for my 3 years of business with him because of my volume.
I love it. So good.
So this is done all the time in the auto industry and all these big industries. This is done all the time. You know, I'll give you this discount, but I'll kick in this money. When I started hearing that and I started going down that road, I went, oh my gosh, there's money laying on the streets everywhere.
Yeah.
You just have to figure out where it is and how to get there and talk to the right people.
Yep, exactly. Something specific that helped you? First of all, how did you find those deals? When you said you talked to 87 deals, where did you find them usually?
I think it's doing the due diligence and looking at a lot of them that you went, oh my God, this is a disaster. This is this. Once I got down what I needed, like about the 40th deal, it took me less time to get through that then, because a lot of them, when you ask for their tax return in this business, because they take the cash off, they don't claim they make any money, but then they tell you that they're making, you know, 300, 400,000, but on their tax return, it shows 0. Well, I can't finance that at the bank. The bank don't care that you didn't make no money in its cash unless you can prove where the cash is. So that eliminated a lot of them right away when I looked at them. And then I started sizing the size that I needed so that you can make money all the time with them, because there is that breaking point where your expenses and your costs, you have to have, you know, a certain size business that it continues to go no matter what the business is. Or what the economy is, I guess what I'm saying. What business is doing.
But how did you find those deals? People are going to ask, like, did you send them letters? Did you call them, brokers?
I went through brokers, anything I seen listed, anything I heard. I was talking to other places. I heard, well, he wants to retire. Went and talked to them and that kind of thing. And some of them didn't want to retire. They just wanted somebody to bring them a big old check and say bye. There's a lot of that out there.
So just all over the place, basically. You just started to change your conversations. I love it. Yeah.
I'm in Lower Michigan. The one I bought is 2.5 hours away from my house. The other one is 30 minutes from my house and 20 minutes from my other business. I've looked at businesses as far away as 2.5, because I have a system that I know that I can lay down in that business and it'll be perfect. It'll take care of itself, and then I can watch it.
Did you meet the owners before the offer, or tell us a little bit more about the negotiation and you building rapport with those sellers?
Both these were brought to me by one was brought to me by a broker. Another one was brought to me by my food rep that said, this couple's having trouble. It's going to shut down. They're doing amazing numbers. You need to talk to them. Mm-hmm. So I just texted the guy and said, hey, I heard you're willing to sell your restaurant. Yeah, I'm ready. Okay. I said, send me the financials. I told him what I needed, and he sent them to me the next day. No NDA or anything. That's how pissed off they were and emotionally distraught. So not thinking, but it's their business, not mine. And it's got, that one alone will clear darn near $300,000 every year after the payment's made. So.
Love it. How did you decide on what offer to make?
Well, I negotiate. I'd ask. They tell me what their ask was, and then I negotiated back from it. So, and then the inventory ended up being the issue at the end. So it ended up being about just short of their asking price, because both of these people wanted out bad enough they had it priced correctly to start with. So it wasn't a lot of haggle there. Mostly was inventory haggle and who's going to cover this expense over that expense.
And I just wanted to be clear, because it wasn't clear before that. Did you meet the owners, the sellers in person, or did you just talk to them on the phone? In person. Okay. How many times?
I met them both in person and on the phone. Yeah.
Okay. So you had a lot of conversations. Good.
All right.
And I love it.
My first conversation is why you want to sell, so that I can understand their emotional standpoint at that point, and then you can judge whether they're really serious or if they're full of shit. Basically telling you a story and they just want to check. It's got to be a win-win for both, no matter what business it is. If a guy's just looking for a check and he just wants to work for you, that's a different. I mean, it's just not going to work. You have to just find those individuals. You have to be patient, but you have to be diligent to drive yourself and just continue to go and not let one little upset or, oh gosh, I'm all excited. The emotion, you got to take it out.
Beautiful.
My wife claims that I don't have a heart. Well, that'll tell you anything.
Well, I'm sure when you'll take her to a few vacations and buy her some nice stuff, then she'll change her mind a little bit after you get a lot of money. But yeah, but yeah, I don't have a wife experience. But tell us a little bit about the team and due diligence about accountants, lawyers. A lot of people are afraid to find even accountants and lawyers to help them. So tell us a little bit about that. Did you build, some of our members build a team that helped them before the deal? Some of our clients just get accountants and lawyers. What did you use?
So I have business already, and so I already had the accountant on board already. When I took the stuff to him to go through it on top of me going through it, so that I could actually get another outside opinion on it. And he put his stamp on both of them. He was concerned about the distance on the one, but then I got the guy to take another concession, and then I brought the deal back to him, and he goes, "That's a no-brainer. Go." And then the attorney, I have connections through another business of all kinds of professionals, and a gentleman there's got me in connection with the guy that deals with all this kind of stuff every day. As my grandfather and my dad have taught me, you got to know as much as the professionals you hire, or at least a bunch of it.
Yeah.
Don't get overwhelmed with it, but listen and learn, and then ask questions. They'll only do what you ask them to do, but you have to know where you want to go. I think is the most important thing about attorneys.
Yeah.
Those that are good know what to do and ask, why are we doing this? They're just like you are. They just have a different position in life. If they don't have clients, they don't have income. The one I have now, we built a great relationship with. He's willing to take this deal. It's probably going to cost me about $20,000 to get it all done because of some contract issues we had. But we've got a great relationship. He's going to take that payment out over time for me. I asked for it, time over it, gave him some right down, and then out of that 125 that I got, I kind of took care of that part of it, made it roll. Yeah, it's been a fun ride. Let's just put it that way. I've learned so much, and I thought I knew a lot already.
Love it. So good. Tell us a little bit about the plan really to run and own the business. Who's going to be there day to day? What's your plan of managing him? What's your thoughts there?
That's part of my criteria of buying a business. Part of my criteria of buying a business is that if it don't have a team there already, you better understand you need to have people that you can put in there. I have a son-in-law and daughter that my son-in-law was working with me, and I told him about what I was going to do and asked him if he was interested, and he said yes. He comes out of corporate finance, forensic finance, so that helps me a lot on that side. It's kind of a plus for me. But we were 6 months into this deal, and we were sitting around the table at home after a birthday party, and I said, "So you having fun?" He goes, "I learned more in 6 months doing this with you than I learned getting my master's degree."
So good.
So he's very educated, very smart. He's a person where I can tell him a beer costs this and it's in a quarter keg, and he'll tell me how much it is an ounce faster than I can put it in a calculator. But at the same time, he's got that ability. He's got that side of the game to play in it. So we've been very fortunate. These all have great people in them already. They work hard, that kind of thing. What I find is interesting is how people treat their employees versus how I would treat my employees, or I do treat my employees. That's been an interesting learn too.
What did you learn there?
That the one that I took over that's 2.5 hours away, basically they treated their employees as slaves, and they basically hired them, and then the one they were sitting there standing over them every minute, like micromanaging every freaking thing. And it was very interesting to watch these people blossom. In 3 weeks, it was amazing to see the difference in those people when you took the thumb off of them and let them be them. And they were coming to us and saying, "Hey, can we do this? Because we think this." "Absolutely, sounds good to me." And then I had a meeting and I said, "If you run this business like it's your business and to the standard that you would run your business, and if you fail at that, that's my job to tell you you're not doing a good enough job." These people took off and cleaned and did things that I didn't see, but they were there working every day. They knew. So
good.
It's a very, very interesting learn on that whole situation there. That was something that I didn't realize how important how you treat your employees is to get the most out of them. And I'm not a guy I want to micromanage. I want them to be the best they can be. I'm looking for the next, what I call entrepreneur. And that's a guy that works in your business, but don't have the balls enough to be the guy to go out and take the risk. But he will work his ass off for you every day.
I love it. And it's funny, like when I say in the program, hey, like sometimes the best way to grow a business and make it more profitable is just to have the simple things going. Like you said, just treat your employees like human beings, easier said than done, but just by doing those things, setting goals for them, keep them accountable. Those simple things are easier said than done, right? And I love that you were mentioning those things. It's awesome.
My staff, people I work with, if they're working next to me as management, you're going to have goals wrote down. I want your goals for 3, 6, a year, 3 months, 3 years, and 5 years out. Because this is what I believe. And I got this from Grant Cardone back a while ago when I went to one of his things. And he said, your people will keep you from being the best business you can be, or your business from growing according to what their financial situation is. Find out where they're at, find out where they need to go. And if you can do that with your people will grow your business to places you never dreamed you could.
Yeah.
It was a big lesson for me.
Yeah. Are you finding?
You have 50-year-old people coming to you that have never ever heard about setting goals and creating targets and understanding what we're actually trying to accomplish as a group. It's like, wow, okay.
Are you setting some different incentives for the new employees to help them grow, or what's your plan there?
The new people coming in, we run little competitions for them, like the one that sells the most of this. In my business, service is, like, as far as I'm concerned, it's 80% of the business. Yeah. Then you better have somebody that can lay the food down and put the right beer with it or whatever drink they're doing. But service and the smile on your face, and you're happy with what you're doing, you can walk into a place and know how it's run, basically. Well, at least I've got that good at it. But you can walk into places. Think about this as you go and eat somewhere. You can tell how the place is run by how the employees are and how they react. If they're like statues and they can't talk or they won't break a conversation, that's probably because somebody's looking over. Hey, he's taking 3 minutes with that customer. But he's not looking at the longevity. If I get a good customer because he likes somebody or he had a good time, he'll be back 6 times. And at a $33 or $40 tab every time, that's dang good money.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I believe service is huge in all businesses. I don't care what it is, from the food and beverage to a business to business. Service is just, I think it's just staple. I mean, you better be working on that first.
Yep, I agree. Look at the biggest business in the world right now, Amazon. Their #1 value is customer obsession. So just gives you a proof. But I love it. What else, Lila? What do you think happened in your deals that could help other people in terms of the way you pick the sector, define the deal, negotiate a deal, raise the capital? Anything that you think happened to you that you just want to share?
I guess be patient. Always have something positive every day. Get up every day, look for something. Look at something grateful in your life that day, and then go about your sheet. Make sure you have a duty sheet every day. I call it, or a to-dos list. Don't put yourself under the pressure that you got to get it all done, but doggone it, get at something. Do something. That's the biggest thing. Do something. Call one person. This success is not all going to happen to you in one day. It's going to take a while. I could tell you over the last 9 months, I've been so frustrated sometimes trying to get this deal all tied together. And it's all married itself out, and it's turned out better than I could have dreamed it would have when I first started. The one is the first one with the bowling alley is the one that I initially started to buy. And the other one got through in my lap as I'm starting the process of this. If that hadn't happened, I only have a little deal. Now I got a huge deal, and the return on it is crazy. I mean, there's no money of my money in this. It's just my grind. In fact, I actually can take about 50,000 out of it if I want to, but I don't think I want to at this point. But I have that opportunity.
Yeah.
Because of how I align this deal. And I'm just finishing up the last one right now today. I went and got the liquor license for it. That's where I'm driving to today right now to put the liquor license in it and finish it up. But it's all done today. It's a slam dunk deal. I am so pumped to find the next ones. And what's crazy is I have like 3 of them coming at me.
I love it.
Now people are saying, "What do you mean you're going to do another one?" I go, "I'm going to do another one. I'll hire people. I'll find people. I'll find somebody that'll help me."
I love it, man. That was about to be my next question. What your next steps? Do you plan to just stop, or you will plan to buy businesses nonstop and you're going to be a deal junkie?
Well, I'm gonna be doing a lot of analysis. I think there's 16 deals that I'll even look at on my desk right now. I got 2 brokers down my neck right now with 2 deals. The interesting thing, the one deal I'm looking at is not too far from the bowling alley restaurant, and it's a grocery store, which is kind of the same thing, but it has very low, I guess you'd call it percentages. But the guy is desperate to get out. He's basically calling and begging the broker to have me buy it. So now I'm getting this one. It's coming, and I'm new about for 6 months. And the guy's basically coming at me saying, what do I got to do to sell this to you? And it's like, okay. And this business turns $300,000 cash flow.
Love it.
So now it's basically, how much do I really want to pay this guy? And then it joins in with the business I have up there. So the management up there can oversee the management of this. And I'm working with a food supplier for the grocery stores. And I want them to give me money just like my food supplier here did.
Yeah.
Because, you know, here's the deal. I give you my 5 years contract, and how much will you give me rebate up front? That'll be my down payment money. Then I'll slide some off to the side. I'm going to ask for, I really want to get a computer system where when the stuff comes in the back, that's inventoried, when it goes out the front, it's inventoried. I can have somebody sit in an office and basically push a button and say, okay, that's what we need this week, because that's what we got to. If anything comes up missing, we know it was stolen, and we got cameras and stuff to find all that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like push button business. It's like, all I can tell you, you know your inventory, you know your sales, and you keep track of stuff. Nothing is a hard business.
So good. What is your plans in terms of visiting the facilities?
Easy stuff.
Yeah, we're a little delayed. What is your plan? Are you planning to visit the? Yeah.
I've already been there once. I've met with the owner already once, but I was trying to get these two done first, so I didn't want to pile on. So.
And in terms of visiting the businesses, the ones you bought, what are your plans in terms of managing it? Are you planning to go there once a week, once a month, never go there? What's your plans with that?
Well, you know, with the restaurant bar business, I have to make a face there. So I put my sport coat on, a nice shirt, and I spend Friday, Saturday there. Make friends with the customers. The customers will be your mouth and voice, and tell everybody he's a great guy. So that's kind of what I'll do for a while. And then I'll pick different days that I go. My management team is really good already there. I just got to teach them my systems. The one up north needs a little more care and love, so my daughter and son-in-law are up there right now. But once we find a person for that, it'll run the same as the one that I'm working at right now. So.
I love it. What would you suggest to someone who is maybe, you know, people are uncertain, they're not sure on what sector to pick, they're thinking about giving up. What would you recommend those people?
I'll tell you this, if you quit, you'll get nothing. You get zero.
Yeah.
And the question you got to ask yourself in life, and this is what I look at, and Les Brown does it probably the best. He talks about having regrets when you're laying on your deathbed. None of us know when that is, but none of us are staying here forever. But he said, what are you going to do when you're laying on your deathbed and all you think about is all you didn't do or all you could have did and all that stuff? I'd rather live life as a damn adventure than a boring old story.
Yeah, I love it. So good, man. So good. And I love it. I mean, it took you a few months, but it's freaking worth it. Like, how long will it take you to build a business, 2 businesses like that from scratch?
So much of our system. Quitting is not you can't quit.
Yeah.
Get with somebody like myself. I mean, I'm not objecting to call with somebody. I'll mentor somebody through their process. I don't have a problem with that. I'll share what I know, and if I don't know, I'll help them find it. I love this. I'm hooked now.
Beautiful. I love it.
I got this pretty jet on my vision board that I'm getting real itchy.
So good.
That's my toy.
So good. And you know, people just don't have patience. Like, I'm trying to tell them, like, how long will it take you to build those 2 businesses from scratch right now if you wanted?
Oh, geez. I take Well, it took the one 8 years, and it took the other one 3 years. So if it takes you 9 months, so what? You walk in, turn the key, and the cash is going in the bank. We just did the numbers for February on the one, and we got $13,000 after all payments are made, sitting in the bank that made cash.
Love it. So good.
And we work up there 3 days a week.
So good.
So what can you do for $13,000 for 3 days of work and then actually having systems in place? That's what you want to ask. When you're ready to quit, ask yourself, what can I do for that? When I'm just taking this one over here the first of, tomorrow, but which is the 1st of March. This one here will probably clear me easily $20,000 to $25,000 a month after payments.
Love it.
So you add those two together, and I don't plan on spending more than 3 or 4 days here.
Mm-hmm. So
my week spent, I made $30,000 a year or a month.
Love it.
You're going to end up with 360 easy. I got bigger projections on it than that because I'm going to grow it. So.
I love it. Man, that's freaking exciting. I'm really, really happy for you. What other last thoughts? Any other last thoughts you want to share with everyone? Freaking internet.
We lose connection?
Yeah, I think you're back now. Let's try now. Yeah. Any last thoughts you want to? Any last thoughts you want to share with everyone? Just on any thoughts you have?
Have fun, man. Have fun. If you even think this is something you want to do it. At least attempt it. If you don't think you got the wherewithal to do it, get with somebody that's doing it, and eventually it'll rub off on you.
So good. Lyle, I really want to. Yeah. Lyle, I really want to thank you so much. First of all, congratulations on those 2 deals, and second of all, just really to appreciate you and respect you for being willing to have this conversation, because I'm not taking it for granted at all. Like many people won't take the time to sit here and share their story, so it will help others. So I really appreciate you for that, and just tap yourself on the back, because a lot of us, especially when we try to be high performance, right, we always forget to relax and breathe and tap ourselves on the back of like, hey, I'm doing something all right here. So really, I just want to congrats you and appreciate you for what you do and who you are and the work you're doing, and the fact that you're here willing to share that. So thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for all the stuff you did to kind of push me over the edge and get me to see that. I give you a whole nother story on how this all ended up being what it is, because I was sitting really happy, basically semi-retired, and just kicked in and went, okay, quit sitting around on your hiney, go do something. It was fun. I guess the one last thing I got to tell people that are afraid or want to quit listen to them other people. Those other people aren't you. I have parents, I have my wife, I have my kids, I have other people going, you're crazy. What are you trying to do? How are you going to do it all? Don't matter. It'll all work itself out. I'm telling you, people, it works itself out all the time. I can tell you about blessing after blessing in this deal that I didn't think would work out, that ended up just happening because of either it took the time to get the deal done, or I got in contact with the right person over the time. Be patient and don't listen to other people.
So good. Love it.
Unless they've got more money and expertise in this than you got, they can't get your time. Your time's too valuable for that.
Yeah. Thank you, man. I love that. So thank you very much, Lyle. I'm gonna stop